A woman walks into a bank in Beirut. She doesn't have a gun. She has a toy pistol wrapped in tape. She's not there to steal anything. She's there to take out her own money. Money she earned. Money that's sitting in an account with her name on it. But the bank won't give it to her. So she takes it hostage. Not the bank's money. Hers. In 2022, dozens of people across Lebanon held up their own banks, not to rob them, but to withdraw money that was legally theirs. One woman needed cash for her sister's cancer treatment. The banks had simply stopped paying out. Not because the money didn't exist on paper, because it didn't exist in reality. Here's the part that should bother you. Every account holder was told, for years, that their money was safe, insured, guaranteed, real. It wasn't. And the uncomfortable truth is, your money isn't as real as you think either, because of some conspiracy, because of how money actually works, everywhere, all the time. Lebanon didn't break the rules of the system. Lebanon just showed you the rules. Let's rewind 600 years to a tiny Pacific island called Yap. The people of Yap used giant carved stones as money, some bigger than a car, too heavy to move, so they didn't move them. A stone could sit at the bottom of the ocean, lost during shipping centuries ago, and everyone on the island still agreed it belonged to a certain family. Ownership changed hands through memory and agreement. The stone itself never budged. Outside economists called this primitive. Then they looked at their own banking systems and realized it's the same thing. Your bank balance isn't a pile of cash sitting somewhere with your name on it. It's a number, an agreement, a shared story everyone believes at the same time. Money was never really stuff. Money is trust wearing a costume. Only about 8% of the world's money exists as physical cash. The rest, the other 92%, is just numbers in computers, backed by nothing you could ever hold in your hand. It works only because everyone agrees not to test it at once. And that's where it gets dangerous. Banks don't keep your money in a vault waiting for you. They lend most of it out to businesses, mortgages, car loans, the moment you deposit it. This isn't some scandal. It's the actual legal design of banking. It's called fractional reserve banking, and every functioning economy runs on it. The bank keeps a small fraction, lends out the rest. Then that borrowed money gets deposited somewhere else and gets lent out again. Your $100 quietly becomes $900 of money moving through the economy. Money that only exists because everyone keeps believing it's there. This works beautifully until people stop believing at the same time. That's called a bank run. And a bank run isn't caused by the money disappearing. It's caused by people simply asking for it back, all at once, which the system was never built to survive. Here's the part few people want to say out loud. The system depends on most people never actually testing it. If even 10-15% of depositors demand their full cash at the same moment, most banks anywhere in the world cannot pay everyone. Not because they're corrupt, because the money was never sitting there to begin with. Governments know this. That's why deposit insurance exists. Not to guarantee your money is physically present, but to convince you not to ask. It's psychological infrastructure disguised as financial protection. Which raises the real question this video is actually about. What happens when the belief breaks? Weimar Germany, the 1920s. After a war debt no one could pay, the government did the only thing left. It printed more money, and more, and more. By late 1923, prices in Germany were doubling every 2 days. People got paid twice a day because their wages lost half their value by lunchtime. Parents gave children stacks of cash to play with because it was cheaper than buying toys. Some people burned money for heat because firewood cost more than the cash itself. Money didn't vanish. It just stopped meaning anything. The paper was identical. The zeros were still there. But the story everyone agreed on, that this paper represents value, collapsed. And once that collective belief broke, no law, army, or bank could force it back. This is the part that should unsettle you the most. Money isn't backed by gold anymore. Hasn't been for decades. It's backed by confidence in institutions, governments, central banks, banking systems. Confidence is invisible. Confidence has no reserve requirement. Confidence can drop in an afternoon. And now zoom out to today. Most of your money isn't even cash anymore. It's an app, a number on a screen you never touch, controlled by servers you'll never see, in buildings you'll never enter. In 2022, during protests in Canada, authorities froze the bank accounts of ordinary citizens. No court trial, no lengthy process, just a decision. Accounts? Gone. Instantly. Not because the money was stolen, because access is a permission, not a right. That's the quiet shift no one warned you about. We didn't just move money into computers. We moved trust into computers. And trust in a computer system is only as strong as the willingness of the people running it to keep the story going. Your money isn't stored anywhere. It's a shared agreement between you, your bank, and a government, all silently promising not to test each other at the same time. The day that agreement breaks isn't a hypothetical. It's happened in Germany, Argentina, Zimbabwe, Lebanon. And it always starts the exact same way. People simply asking for what's already theirs. So here's the uncomfortable ending. Nobody knows exactly how much collective belief is left in the system, because belief isn't something you can measure until it's already breaking. Every currency collapse in history looked stable the day before it wasn't. Every bank that failed had customers who trusted it completely, right up until the morning they didn't. So the question isn't really what happens if money stops working. Money already isn't working the way you assumed it was. It never physically existed the way you pictured. It was always a story everyone agreed to keep telling. The only real question left is this. What happens the day too many people at the same time stop believing the story? History says it's already happened, more than once. It just hasn't happened to you yet. If this made you look at your bank app a little differently, that's the point. Stick around. There's more of this coming.